Hello there folks, this is Mike Cayley 7. Today is February 22nd, 2018, and I'm on my way to work again. Just as always, I'm not sure if you can notice that the view looks slightly different. Today I'm using my GoPro camera. I finally got around to affixing it to my full-faced helmet. And I'm using my Cena 10C, which also has a camera on it. I'm using the Cena 10C as the audio source, and I have the Cena backpack on the GoPro still. Let's see how well that works. I've completely switched over to spring gear, or warm weather gear. I've got on my Kevlar gloves again. I've got on my lighter jacket, the warm weather jacket. It's not mesh, but it's not the FXRG cold weather stuff. I am partially squidding it today. Sorry. I've been walking a lot, and my legs, ankles, feet are just not happy. So I'm wearing as comfortable a shoe as possible. I'm just being lazy. I'm just partially squidding. I apologize. Normally I would put on my boots. Taking a risk, I know. It's nice to be out on the bike. It's been a few days because we've had a lot of fog and rain. The fog actually, I think, is a contributing factor to the death of my Harley mechanic, an acquaintance of mine. He was working at the dealership I go to. It used to be called Ray Price Harley-Davidson. Now it's called Tobacco Road Harley-Davidson. Mrs. Price retired, and she has a copyright on the name. So she said you can't use Ray Price anymore since he died and since she's retired. So they call it Tobacco Road Harley. But anyway, Brad Whitfield was the master mechanic that did the stage 4 on this bike. 25, 26 years old, young kid. And he was driving to work the other day, and it was very foggy, and he was in a car and apparently went off the road and died. Horrible. You never know how long you have. Here's a freaky story. The other day, I was driving around in my Volkswagen Atlas. I call it Frank the Tank. Me and Frank are driving around, did a dump run, took about 15 bags of trash to the dump. And as I was heading over to the hardware store, I was taking a turn onto this side road, and I saw, you know how people can adopt a highway? Well, around here they adopt a highway and they dedicate it to somebody who's died. Well, I saw my exact name, middle initial and everything, on this sign. Very freaky. I've never seen my name out in public before, despite the fact that it's a very common name. And I had to pull over, you know, of course, to take a picture with me making a grimacy face like, oh my god. And so I continued on to the Ace Hardware, and I was done with the Ace Hardware. I was going to cross over a highway where it's kind of like this. It's 2 lanes. And the speed limit was 55, so everybody does 60. And I was on that side, going to go that way, just straight across to the gas station. I looked to my left, and I didn't see anybody coming down the road, or at least for a long ways. I looked to my right, and I saw a series of cars, and I figured if I time it just right, I can get to a point where I'll pass between, you know, and nobody will have to slam on the brakes or anything, and I'll get right across. So I had it perfectly timed, and I'm looking to the right, and I gun it. Well, when I look back straight again, I can see a shadow, sort of, you know, from my peripheral vision of a pickup truck barreling down the road. And I heard him slam on his brakes briefly. I mean, it was so brief. It was like almost like a tap, really, on his brakes. Because the danger was in front of this guy, me, for literally a second. You know, maybe two, not even. A second and a half. And then I was out of his lane because I was across the street. But I did not look back to the left. Stupid. Did not look back to the left. If I had done that 1 second later, I would be dead. He would have T-boned me right in the driver's door, and I would be dead. I could not believe I did something so stupid like that. Not even an hour after seeing that sign memorializing my passing, I did that. That's freaky. That is freaky. And then 2 days later, my mechanic dies. Oh. It's like the Grim Reaper's out and about, folks. Watch out. I noticed that February is a bad month for that kind of thing in my life. A friend of mine named Rebecca, she died on February 14th, 2012. My friend Kenny died in February of 2014. My friend Joe died in February of 2013. I mean, damn. What the hell's going on in February? Taking people. As I sit here in deadly traffic. So this is kind of the beginning of the motorcycle season for some. Daytona Bike Week is, I think, either coming up or already passed on this February 22nd, 2018. I'm not exactly sure. But it's a good reminder of the dangers that we face out on the road, not just on motorcycles, but also in cars or just walking. I mean, it's just, there's danger. You got to be careful. And if you don't kill yourself, you could hurt yourself real bad like I did in 2010. You just never know. Man, this sucks. I'm in the worst of it right now. I've been in worse, though. So, yeah. I've switched over to the full-faced helmet, as you may have noticed. No, how would you notice? You can't see it. I'll show you later. I got the full facer on, and I think I'm going to pretty much just stick with this from now on. I mean, I still have my halfers, and I might wear them from time to time. But really, it's the risk of it is starting to appear to me more. Why is this guy in this giant truck right up my fucking ass? Well, folks, I guess that's all I had for you. I thought I had more. On this gray day in February where the temperature is already, I don't know, in the 60s, 64 degrees. The trees are already blooming here in some locales. Some trees are already blooming. Flowers and tulips and stuff. So spring is springing for me. Some of you guys are watching this in snow. It's my Kaylee 7, hoping you're well. Stay safe out there. We'll talk to you later.